What's up, YouTube? This is Howard Talks. Like and subscribe to the channel. What's up, y'all? So I've been wanting to do a story on this ever since I had heard about it, and since it come across my findings, I'm gonna go ahead and do a video about it. Uh, this is about those three boys in Florida who raped that girl, raped the 12-year-old girl. I have really no words, but I'm going to read this article. Now, this been happened, I think last month, that I wanted to do a video about it, but I just never got around to it. So since it come across the table, I'm gonna go over it. I'm gonna read this article, then I'm gonna jump in and out. So the headline is "Too Young for a License, Old Enough for Prison, the Brutal Debate Over 12-Year-Olds Facing Adult Charges in Florida." Okay. The state of Florida leads the nation in direct filing, a practice that allows prosecutors to bypass a judge and send children directly to adult court. For black youth in Miami-Dade County, that this legal mechanism acts as an impenetrable trapdoor. Statistics show that black children represent the disproportionate percentage of those transferred to adult facilities, often for crimes where their white peers are diverted to rehabilitative juvenile programs instead, according to the Sentencing Project. The systemic imbalance found its way to Nelson Nunez, Joshua Jones, and Xavier Tyson. Those are the three boys that raped a girl following an alleged assault of a preteen at a Green Haven project last June. That legal trapdoor swung open for Nunez, Jones, and Tyson. Their transition from community garden near Frederick Douglass Elementary Schools to the cold reality of adult system serves as a disturbing illustration of how the state of Florida can redefine a black child's life in a split second. Despite their juvenile ages, with Jones standing as a mere 12-year-old at the time of the alleged assault, the state's decision to bypass the juvenile system immediately stripped them of their legal protections typically afforded to the children and into the hands of a legal system built for man. It was June 18th, 2025, when a 12-year-old girl was reported ambushed and allegedly subject to brutal sexual assault for 30 agonizing minutes. The alleged assault only stopped because the suspects reportedly heard a male's voice, which authorities later confirmed it was her father calling out her name. The alleged ringleader, Nunez, who was 13 years old at the time of the alleged assault, is still behind bars in an adult facility. At a 2025 survey of black adults in Florida found that 72% recognize the adultification of black children as pervasion and a harmful society issue that directly impacts how these children are treated by law enforcement and courts. This legal erasure of childhood is perhaps most visible when it comes to Xavier Tyson, the eldest of the trio, at 15. While the state has issued a warrant for his arrest and moved to indict him alongside his younger peers, his path through the adult system has been stalled because no private attorney wants to take this case. I wonder why. The Public Defender's Office does have a rotating pool of private attorneys that accepts public cases, but due to the potential conflict of interest representing the defendants, his family has had 3 rejections from private attorneys so far, according to Local 10 News. The blatant abandonment by the legal community only reinforces the critics call a damning adultification narrative. Tyson is no longer a teenager in need of defense, but as a pariah within its system that has already traded his potential for rehabilitation for a permanent criminal label. When it comes to Jones, his lawyer Jean Michael argued that the victim confirmed the client was present but only joined the two older boys under duress after he shoved rocks in her mouth to keep her quiet based on police reports, according to NBC 6 South Florida. I don't care. You was a part of this bullshit, so therefore you can get your ass locked up like the rest. Despite her statements claiming he acted under the weight of coercion, the court's lens remained fixed on the adult gravity of the crime rather than developing stage of the children involved. I am going to stop right there because I've read just about enough. Because the way I see it is, y'all raped this girl. I don't care if it wasn't you. You was a part of this. You guys have ruined this girl's life over 30 seconds because your hormones got the best of y'all. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't care what anybody says. If you want to act like an adult, then you can get your ass locked up like an adult. That's just the way it is. That's just the way our society is. And even if the white man or the white child gets the better benefit of doing something, then you already know. You already know that you're going to get the worst end of the stick. But then again, there's some accountability has to take place in this. You can't always blame the parents for stuff like this, but if your parents is your first teacher, and if your parents is already, I'm not saying the parents are doing this, but they had to learn it somewhere. If not at home, it was somewhere else. The streets. But then again, see, all neighborhoods ain't the same. All parents don't always keep an eye on their children. All parents don't got the third eye on their children like some parents do. But there ain't no excuse for this, and therefore, parents, don't come up with no excuses for y'all kids doing no stupid shit like this. I'm sorry. Their girls deserves justice, and unfortunately, the best that they can do is send their ass to prison or jail. Now, you got some saying that the punishment is too harsh. No, it ain't. You can send them to jail until they turn 18. I say, and then when they turn 18, then you can give them the prison sentence. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you want to do adult stuff, then you can get your ass locked up like an adult. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you was 12 at the time, 13 at the time, 15 at the time. You're a teen. Except for the 12-year-old, you can't get off either because your ass was there. You didn't do it, but you was there. You didn't try to stop none of them from doing it, so therefore you can get your ass locked up too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not falling for the bull stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm black my own self. But you don't see me out there doing no dumb shit like this. But I'm just like, y'all have took this girl's life away from her. Her youth, her virginity. And why I gotta be black? Why y'all got to be the ones doing this stupid shit? I'm sorry to curse, but these little three young ends piss me off. I don't really have too much to say, but the girl deserves justice, and as far as I'm concerned, hell, I like them both up and cut their weebies off as well. Y'all don't get to use them no more either. Yeah. But then you got Nunez's attorney talking about clearly at the age of understanding that inactions and consequences are not the same as an adult person. The hell if it ain't. during a pretrial detention where a judge decides if a suspect should be released on bond even though their charges or offenses would typically keep someone locked up. Well, y'all can keep all three of these locked up, like I said before. But then it says today Joshua Jones is on house arrest. See that right there? And see, the girl got to know that he's out on house arrest. He's at home and he can enjoy playing the video game and watching TV while she got to sit there and be traumatized. Joshua Jones is on house arrest after a judge cited his lack of direct sexual contact. I don't care. And the victim's testimony regarding coercion. Xavier Tyson is not in physical custody despite a warrant out for his arrest and the battle to secure lawyers. Meanwhile, Nelson Nunes remains held without bond in an adult correctional facility. All of them need to be in an adult correctional facility. Reported ignoring the attorney's pleas regarding his age. And I done told y'all, I don't give a damn about these ages now. Like I said before, 12, 13, 14, 15, you want to act like an adult, you get locked up like an adult. Therefore, this is how you need to learn your lesson. And before you even decided to do it, you had a choice not to do it. So therefore, you get to get locked up with the big boy. You want to act like a big boy, you get locked up like a big boy. I don't care what the court system says. I don't care what the judge say. I don't care what the lawyers say. They knew what they was doing before they did it, and before they decided to do it, they had a choice not to do it, but they did it anyway. Ruined this girl's life. No, lock their asses up. This is Howard Talks. Tell me what y'all think. Like and subscribe to the channel, and I'm out. Pissed off.